if you've been following me for a long time, this is going to be an obvious thing, but for people that are new because they just got my letter, I'm an atheist. So when I say that I might be a clone of Jesus and I don't even know, like what I'm saying is that I am a clone of a person who created a cult, and I'm not saying that I'm God. And I will never think I'm God. And what I think is that I'm a very, 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 very smart person that is very creative and that has done incredible things throughout history, and I'm pretty good at creating cults. And so I showed the Cairo in the last video. What happened with Constantine? Well, he saw something in his head during a dream, and it was a Cairo, and they said, in this sign you will conquer. And then he won a battle. And then that convinced him that he was that he should be a Christian, and then his mother became a Christian, and Christianity eventually took over the Roman Empire. And we were Christians, we were Jewish people before that. Then we created this religion. The religion initially was all Jews except for pretty much Timothy. Then it became Jews and slaves. A lot of time it was very low education people, and then finally it took over the Roman Empire and became the religion of the Roman Empire. Shortly thereafter, the currency started getting watered down. Like there was a lot of gold in there, and silver in there, and then there were non-precious metals mixed in with the currency, and that's when the Roman Empire really started to go down. Is when we sucked all the gold out of their coffers, because we overthrew them. So the Book of John says, oh, hey, Logos, whatever. It's talking like in the beginning was the Word, and the Word became flesh, and the Word was God, and the Word was with God, and the Word came down, dwelt among us, and blah 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 blah. And what does the word mean? Well, it's the word logos, and in Greek philosophy, there were the forms of the good, the logos that came down, and it's more like it's like creativity and the logic and ideas that came down. And how can that happen? Well, in my opinion, it was computer logic. Like this technology has existed forever, like since the beginning of this planet, because we know the way that people are. They're selfish and greedy, and they don't care if we're running out of oil. They think that the oil will last forever, and they're going to ignore it forever because they're going to sit around rubbing their titties and be like, oh my gosh, I'm such a liberal. I think that we all need to save the planet while we give a universal living wage and everyone needs a car. I promise. But yeah, so I'm not that guy. I'm someone that believes that we have to be practical, and we have to figure out how to reduce oil consumption, or else we're going to die. And we need to find a way to get off oil completely. And we need to stop lying to ourselves about it. Because if we continue being like Joe Biden, who wants to be a middle-of-the-road guy and wants to be friends with everyone, then we're not going to have a future for our grandchildren. And that's why I need both Democrats and Republicans on my side. That's probably one of the reasons I tried to downplay how gay I am while I was running for president. Even though I am straight gay. But one of the reasons is because I was trying to get Republicans on board with me. And I was trying to get everyone to join my side. And I understand that's not going to happen. I mean, I can't even get liberals on my side because they all want to follow the person that has the best memes. Because let's face it, is the general population pretty stupid? Yes, it is. So it's very difficult to convince stupid people to save themselves. I mean, that's the problem with democracy. The first democracy, you know what happened? The first democracy was in Athens, and there was this naval battle against the Spartans in the Second Peloponnesian War, and then what happened is there was this terrible storm, and the ships were wrecked, and the generals didn't go back and rescue the soldiers that went overboard, and a lot of people died. And then because they had a true democracy where the people really decide who's in charge, the people killed all the generals, and all the generals died. And then the next thing you know, the Athenian government lost to Sparta, and there was no Athens after that. And that was the end of the first democracy. Is people got emotional about their family members dying, and then their country. They lost because they had inexperienced commanders in charge of their military. So what I'm trying to tell you is that democracy is not the best. We picked Donald Trump, and Donald Trump, his father worked for the USSR. Melania Trump, she was a foreign spy. Like she was. Like it's a very common profession to be a model from it was a very common profession for models to be spies. Have you ever seen Zoolander? Like they're physically fit. They get access to secret places. They can go bang Donald Trump, who's a billionaire. But really, Donald Trump was laundering money for the Soviet Union and for Soviet spies. Like all you have to do is go to his casino, and he'll give you a bunch of money. It's a great way to give money to someone legally. And so, all I'm saying is that that's who you guys chose. I'm talking about the Republicans, and that should scare you because this guy has national security secrets. My understanding is the military's been pretty careful about telling Donald Trump national security secrets ever since I warned them, but it doesn't mean that they've actually been careful because they're not even worried about foreign spies in the Congress that they tell national security secrets all the time. It's national security secrets do all the time. It's like, oh, you got elected, you're no longer a foreign spy, congratulations. That's because the FBI doesn't have time to worry about things that actually matter because they're so focused on trying to bust drug dealers. And that's not their job. I mean, my understanding is that's the DEA's job, but the FBI is extremely involved in it. So we all have to ask ourselves, why isn't the FBI doing their job? And the answer is because the FBI is so focused on the wrong things. And that's why I think our government's in serious trouble right now. And I don't know what you guys can do to figure out the truth, but you need to do something.